Today, I'm making the worst slime ideas at Peachybbies. This is Andrea's slime book. Every single slime at Peachybbies started off in this book. But I was looking through it today and I found something very interesting. At the very back of this book, there are not only slime ideas, but also rejected ideas. These are the slimes that were way too bad to sell at Peachybbies, and Andrea has a whole list of them right here. But today, I'm gonna be making all of these slimes to see if they're really that bad. So let's go make some bad slimes. Andrea was nice enough to leave notes under each of the slimes, so I actually know what it is. This one says it's a red phloem slime with a knife charm, bubbles, and ducks. By Bloodbath, she means like bubble bath, bloodbath. Luckily, I already have my phloem slime and my red dye. Already looks like blood. I finally actually have an excuse to make it look very gory and red like I normally do. It's almost Halloween, so a little bit of extra gutsy slimes is not a bad thing. Take the gloves off. I would say this is looking pretty good. Go ahead and add it into our jar. This is really weirdly cute. Imagine this with like some little ducks on there. Speaking of ducks, here are my ducks. We have our bubbles because we want to ensure that this still seems like it is a bubble bath first and foremost. So we definitely want to mimic the bubble bath slimes that we've already sold at Peachybbies. I think we have one or maybe two of them. They all always have the signature bubble. Here's our happy little duck and the star of the show, the bloody knives. I think that this is probably the reason why this slime was not sold in the shop. This is probably considered a bit too far for Peachybbies, but for the sake of this slime, I think it's adorable. So we have our cleaver and our kitchen chef's knife added into our beautiful Bloodbath slime. How could anyone ever look at this beautiful, adorable little slime and say that's a reject? For the final test of this adorable slime, it is time to play with it. By far, this is certainly the best Bloodbath slime I've ever played with, that's for sure. The phloem really pops with this color. I have nothing bad to say. I usually always have something bad to say, and right now I do not. 10 out of 10 slime. Don't know why it was on the rejected ideas list, but it is now being moved to the good slime list, and I'm gonna try to get it sold. Next on the list, we have baked potato clay kit. Potato clay, onion sprinkles, and it needs to be made of cloud dough. How convenient is that? I just happen to have my clay potato here, so we could use this for this slime. What are the chances of that? So here I have my cloud dough here ready to go. I also grabbed some yellow gel dye, so I'm hoping that it'll come out potato-y. Now you may be asking, Erin, why do you have a clay potato behind you? Ever since I started working here, Anna has been saying that she has better clay creations than I do. Obviously not true, and you may remember that from one of our very first YouTube videos where Anna and I went head-to-head making clay sculptures, and I clearly won. So to make sure I stay on top of my game, I've been making clay potatoes every day to like show that I'm better than her. Here's yesterday's potato. It's not as good as today's, but I'm getting there. I'm improving, and I haven't seen any potatoes coming from Anna, so on top. In addition to my potatoes and my mashed potatoes, I also have chives, I guess, and a little piece of butter. So far, don't see a problem with it at all again. Now to turn this from a potato slime to a baked potato slime. So I'm gonna assemble this just like the same way that I would assemble any baked potato, just by opening it up. I think maybe this is why it was a rejected slime, because you probably shouldn't sell butter knives with our slimes. And when you open it up, there's the potato. Now it's time for the best part of any baked potato, which is adding the toppings. Some green on this side. Time to add it to our extremely buttery potatoes. Maybe this one was right, maybe this is a rejected slime, but we're not gonna know unless we fully play with it. Let's get into the playing with the slime. While mixing that up, that definitely looked a lot more baked potato-y. The way that it was before I started squishing it up, I may have not assumed that that was a potato. So I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm not sure if that qualifies it to be in production because we only sell 10 out of 10s here. I hate to say it, this one is a rejected slime. Let's see if the next one will be different though. Speaking of 10 out of 10 slimes, this is Honey Toast Clay Kit. This is available at peachybbies.com, and this one is super special and exciting because you get to assemble everything about out this slime on your own. You get to add the honey to the toast, the whipped cream to the top of the toast, and all of these super cute honey charms all over the slime wherever you want. The texture of the clay mixes perfectly with this thick and glossy slime to make this one of the best clay kits that I have literally ever played with. If you want to get one, we will be restocking this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to set your alarms. Next on the list, we have peanut butter and jelly. Oh, I don't understand why this one would possibly be on the rejected slime list. For this one, we need thick and glossy jelly slime, purple and brown, and toast sprinkles. We have our thick and glossy. For this one, I want to go for one of those like peanut butter jelly swirl things that you see at the grocery store. Okay, this is what the brown gave us. It's definitely very close. I think maybe it's too dark, and I'm gonna try adding a little tiny bit of yellow. I'm gonna add 1 drop of yellow to this white slime. Then I'm gonna add all of the brown back into the white because I think it's also a little bit too dark. I am very impressed with myself. That looks exactly like creamy peanut butter. Are you kidding me? Proud of myself. Now the only challenge is getting the perfect jelly color. So I have here my purple watercolor dye. I want to go for a grape jelly. It's my favorite and the best one objectively. Now it's time for that classic twist. I'm nervous about the textures. I don't think I've ever mixed these two textures together in a slime before. Oh no. I really liked it at first. Let's see what it looks like after we add all the charms. So here are our charms and sprinkles. Right now it's kind of looking like you took an Uncrustable and you stepped on it. Charms and sprinkles spruce everything up. I can definitely see that the peanut butter slime is melting a little bit and the jelly slime is kind of staying intact there. So the difference in textures could be the reason why this was rejected. But concept, 10 out of 10. Aesthetics, 6 out of 10. Let's see what it feels like to play with. These textures definitely mix together very well. They were making some really nice bubble pop noises, which I love in a slime. It just won't stop, it keeps going. So on that, I've got to bump it up from a 6 to at least a 7.2 out of 10, which still puts it at the bottom. If we work on this slime a little bit, maybe switch up a couple things, I could see it being a 10 someday, not today. I'm not gonna deem it as a complete failure, but I can see why this was on the rejected list. Let's move on to our last slime. Final slime on the list is Pad Thai. I am so excited. I love Pad Thai, and I think this is gonna be a great slime idea. The things on the list are memory dough, lime charm, and carrots. Here's the memory dough. I'm gonna go ahead and make a bunch of slime noodles. So I have my brown and yellow back again, 1 drop of brown, 1 drop of yellow, and with just the slightest bit of those colors, I think I got a really good noodle color. I'm gonna split this into 2 sections and start making my noodles. This is unconventional slime practice, everybody. There's my first section, innovation. That's so cool. I'm honestly sweating doing this. This is quite the arm workout. Now it is time to put these in here. You can't tell me that doesn't look so good. Before I add the toppings onto my Pad Thai, I do want to add a sauce. Most Pad Thai comes with a peanut sauce. I was thinking I should use the same colors that I used for my peanut butter. I'm gonna see if this comes out right. I'm not sure how I feel about it being a clear slime. I don't know if this is gonna be the right look to be a sauce as a clear slime. This is looking a little bit too clear, but you know what we could use to fix this? Old peanut butter and jelly slime. I'm gonna add a little clump of this into here. Just as I predicted, that is a perfect looking peanut sauce. Is it not? That's literally perfect. Here are our toppings. I have little carrots, white crumbs to mimic chunks of peanuts. And of course, it's topped off with a lime. On aesthetics alone, I feel like it's doing pretty well. I kind of personally would give it a 10 out of 10 because I really like how it looks. But now it's time to mix it together and see how that changes the rating. I loved the feeling of mixing all the noodles together. That was really cool and very unique. The color came out pretty cute in my opinion, and the texture with all those crumbs in there is really nice to feel. So I feel like Pad that ties a 10 out of 10. Our second 10 out of 10 of the day. That's half of the rejected slimes on here that were perfectly beautiful slimes in my opinion. Well, I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure because I think that those rejected slime ideas were pretty fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want me to do another one of these with the rest of the rejected slimes in this book, make sure to get this video to 3,500 likes and I'll make a third part of this series. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next week.